Hey everyone, welcome to From the Depths. I'm Minty, and this is episode 6 of my Cruiser Clash tournament. Yes, nailed it! Anyway, in this video we have the Heavy Burden by Xionyx facing off against the Phoenix Point Defense Fleet by Cool J. Every single entry into this video has an overview video done it that runs anywhere from 9 to 15 minutes-ish, give or take, depending on the craft. The playlist to which will be linked in the description down below. So if you'd like to learn more about those, go watch that. But we're here for the destruction. We're here for the battle. So let's get that started. Immediately, the Heavy Burden goes in with those laser strikes, focusing on the spawn stick at first, which could pose a problem if that missile strike manages to connect. Oh, and they're still coming. There's so many. Holy crap! The Flotilla of Pain. All of those missiles, and that Heavy Burden is not doing well, but neither is the Phoenix over here. It's been shot down. It's in the water, down to 80%. Yeah, both sides with one entry down to just under 80, or just about 80% right now. We have seen the Phoenix able to repair itself and get out of the water in this sort of situation, if it can get the chance. But even with the water, the Heavy Burden's lasers are coming in and knocking blocks off. I'm not so sure it's going to be able to do that. If the Flotilla of Pain can manage to wipe out this other Heavy Burden with another missile strike or two, and then set its sights on the one that's still firing, the Phoenix Point Defense Fleet can pull out the win here. The Phoenix is actually still healing up despite the blocks falling off, while the Heavy Burden is slowly losing health. Well, not slowly. It's lost quite a bit pretty fast. Those missile strikes are... That is painful. That does a lot of damage. Even though most of it is hitting the distraction cube. That distraction cube is pretty wrecked, but this one is doing just fine, hasn't taken any hits yet, and the Phoenix is back down to 78%. It lost some health again. And its missiles have managed to get away, but are they going to have the fuel to reach that far? Nope, doesn't look like it. But the other Heavy Burden has despawned, which means the Flotilla's next strikes will be heading in towards this one. Oh, yep, here they come. Oh, it looks like they just ran out of fuel. Oh, no, these ones are hitting, though. Oh, yeah, and they are slamming away at the Heavy Burden. The Phoenix is tanking the shots here. The Heavy Burden is not going to be able to stand up to much more punishment like that. Its laser seems to be offline at the moment. Oh, and we got missiles coming in from the Phoenix, too. It's down, but not out. All the damage being done here. It looks like this is going to be a win for the Phoenix Point Defense Fleet. It does not seem that... Oh, no, see, you can see here the laser has been cut off. It likely has a failsafe, which is keeping any lenses that are still attached to the rest of it from firing and shooting itself. It's like, oh, but now the Heavy Burden is slowly meandering off to the side and is actually getting out of the range of the Flotilla of Pain's missiles. Oh, if that thing only had some mobility. That may allow it to get itself back up. For it to heal back up, get its laser working again, and get to work. But yeah, the Flotilla of Pain's missiles no longer able to reach it. I may have spoken too soon about the competition, or about the Phoenix Point Defense Fleet's win here. The Heavy Burden hurt, but not down. It hasn't given up yet. All it needs to do is fix that laser. But its repair capabilities don't seem the strongest, and it has a lot of blocks to repair inside that distraction cube. That's definitely one downside of that weapon. Oh, and it looks like the Phoenix is now plugging away with its cannon. It is back up to 100%. It still seems stuck in the water for the moment, but at this point in time, that doesn't seem to be stopping it. Not stopping its cannon. Is it getting hit by its own missiles? I think we have a friendly fire situation going on here. I don't think these have IFF on them, so they're getting stopped by being launched into the water and then homing back in on its own ship. Oh, that's a shame there. Kind of funny, but a shame. Heavy Burden is taking damage from that cannon, though. It is... Oh, it's really listing now. Heavily listing. The Flotilla of Pain doesn't seem to be even firing anymore. It's 2 kilometers away. But it is still within range of the Phoenix, so it's fine. The Flotilla of Pain did not create that out-of-range situation, so it will not be penalized. Oh, and now the Heavy Burden's laser is firing again. It's really inaccurate, though. And it seems to be firing in... The different shots seem to just be spreading around, almost like the particle cannons do. Is it doing any damage, or is the Phoenix still killing itself here? But this is not a good situation for the Heavy Burden, because once the Phoenix is dead, it is out of range of the Flotilla of Pain. And it did create that out-of-range situation. So it will be disqualified for that if it remains out of range for more than 60 seconds. But the Phoenix is still at 99%. It doesn't look like the laser is doing enough damage. And the Phoenix's cannon is still going off. Oh, it seems to have recovered itself. It is no longer listing, which may be a bad thing if the Phoenix is able to get its gun on it. The Phoenix does seem to be somewhat mobile. Oh, I need to check depth here. How deep are you? Negative 19, negative 20. So it is not below the depth limit. It has not been. I should have checked that sooner. I kind of forgot about that. Wasn't expecting a thruster craft to need a depth check. But it is fine. We've got Heavy Burden is down to 59%, 58%. It is still taking damage. The Phoenix seems to have gotten its cannon back on target and is at least taking a shot here and there. The Heavy Burden's laser is, for some reasons, being really inaccurate still. The Phoenix's gun is just not able to elevate enough at this angle. It cannot get the shots off that it needs to, but now apparently it can, and there it goes, firing away. Will that be enough to finish it off? Yep, it is 54%. That is 2 damaged. It will despawn any moment. And there it goes. And that is a victory for the Phoenix Point Defense Fleet. It looked like they had it in the bag. Looks like the Phoenix Point Defense Fleet had it in the bag early on there. Oh, now you decide to get out of the water, Phoenix. Now you decide to. Yep, there it goes. Now it decides. Okay, good job. Good job. Now that the battle is over, you go ahead and get out of the water. But anyway, it looked like the Phoenix Point Defense Fleet had this in the bag early on, but then that Heavy Burden sort of listed out of range of the Flotilla of Pain here due to battle damage and got out of range of its missiles. So we will see how this second battle goes. Oh, no, not that. Make sure I'm not paused so I don't get that bug again. Alright. So, first off, we will spawn the Phoenix Point Defense Fleet, which is broadside opposing, but the opposing doesn't matter in this situation as the its opponent, the Heavy Burden here, is a facing spawn, so it just needs to be broadside. It doesn't matter which way. Okay, we've got them going. Let's get this second round underway. Oh, let me make sure I start the timer, too. Alright, let's do this. See how this goes. Those initial lasers, once again, going for the spawn stick. That seems to be happening a lot, and I'm not entirely sure why the AIs are choosing to go after the spawn sticks like that, but they are definitely doing it, and that missile strike from the Flotilla of Pain on those laser-guided missiles, ignoring the heat decoys on the Heavy Burden, and just going in there and doing some damage. The Phoenix is not faring well either. It's taking many laser hits. losing block after block after block from all that damage. And those lasers are scary. They do a lot. It needs to get itself back under the water so the heavy repair capabilities of this craft can put it back together. Oh, if it keeps taking hits like that, it's going to get killed. And if those things focus the lasers on the Flotilla of Pain, that thing is not going to live long, I don't think. It does not have much in the way of defense. Oh, the Phoenix is all the way down to 61%. Oh, big explosion, 58%. It doesn't look like it's going to sink under the water and get itself safe this time. Nope, 47%. It is done. It is 2 damaged and going to despawn. And this heavy burden is listing away, much like it did before. Yep, there goes the Phoenix. It is dead. This heavy burden is not out of range. And look at the Flotilla of Pain's HP fall. Oh, man. It is just crumbling against the onslaught of laser damage it's against. Oh, yes, it is done. That is it. Yep, it is despawning. And that time, the heavy burden soundly defeating the Phoenix point-defense fleet. Just tore it up pretty good, so that is a win for both sides. Therefore, both sides will receive 3 points for their victory, and then 1 point for their loss, for a total of 4 points. I enjoyed that battle. I thought it was pretty interesting to see these two craft going at it. I hope you did too, and I will see you on the battlefield.